Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. Martin, Bearded Printer, Death Cube, how's it going? So a bit of a strange time for a stream for me. I don't normally do Friday nights, but here we are nonetheless. Ooh, at the moment at work, I see the ats have finally caught up with the channel. Raj, how's it going? Icon. What's up, everyone? Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you're ready for the weekend. Havoc, how are y'all? So, my maker chips kind of failed, but it almost was to the point where the hue forging was done. And this kind of came out more blue around there than I like. It looks more purple, actually, when I'm looking at it on the screen. But so I worked on this some more today. I'm still not 100% happy with it, so I haven't started trying to print something new. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was just eating a Reese's brownie. The missus made some brownies. So we got a pretty short stream tonight. At least I hope it's short. Jeez, if this goes sideways, I don't know. I don't know what to do, folks. But the other day I was printing, and the walls on the prints coming off the 2.4 were not looking up to my standard. And well, let me just show you. So here's our tool head, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but that's a fair bit of movement. And the other day I took it apart, and it's rocking all the way back at the rail. So I picked up this Berserker rail from West 3D. I asked Dan which rail he'd put on there. Of course, not including like one of those Motion Perfect rails, and he said the Berserker rails. Definitely is going to need some lube. We'll get that taken care of. I got some chunky boy holes for lubricating this. Nice. Wonder if I can get some lube pushed in there fairly easy. What do we got here? Let's see if this will work. So there's some big lubricant holes. Let me just do it this way. You can see those right down there. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can just squeeze some lubricant in there. It's not wanting to come out of this thing. Let's do it this way. Nice thing about if you can get the bearings lubed this way, one, you don't run the risk of losing bearings, especially on a rail that's got a pretty heavy preload on it. And two, they kind of stay lubed. Because there's actually grease in there. I'm gonna try something. Get a paper towel. Martin, how's it going? All right, I'm gonna take and squeeze lube down in there this way. It's pretty easy to access it right there. Oh, yes. That worked well. All right. Grab the extra off of here so it's not dripping. There we go. Excellent. Well, that's nice and smooth now. And this rail is definitely a lot tighter than that one is. So this printer's got... So it's been re-flashed a couple different times, losing the history. Once at like 800 hours, once at around 12 to 1400, once at like 900. It's got something like 4,000 plus hours on this. I saw he put out some videos building Moab. He built like stage 1. Now he's building stage 2 or something. I didn't watch stage 2. All right, so pretty straightforward. I think we'll be able to manage this pretty easy. We're just going to loosen up the front idlers. Take the tension off the belts. And then front fan part comes off. And then screw in the front. Screw it over here. One down here. This is one of my favorite things about Blackbird. It's just how easy this thing is to get apart. Okay. Then the extruder pops off there. This comes off of here. We're going to push this back a little bit. There we go. And then 2 screws on each side for this. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's 2 screws in the back. What size are they? I don't know if I got to take these all the way out or just loosen them up. All right, just loosening them was enough. There we go. All right. So, I don't know that there's another tool head that's easier to get off. Let's go over here. Grab .5 driver. Start taking these out of the rail. Now, while this rail, I would not put this back into a 3D printer. I am pretty sure that I can find a use for it, even though it's a little loose. Gonna make dinner. Down Under Maker, how's it going? Sorry, I didn't see you there for a second. I ordered one of those EBB 36 V2s or V2.1. I pre-ordered it from Fabrico. I'm going to put it in the Trident instead of the H36 since it likes to keep disconnecting on me. Have you hooked that up with a cartographer with USB pass-through on that? Here's what the results are on that from folks. All right, don't lose the rail. One screw. There's 2 screws. Yeah, there's a decent amount of wobble on that. And none in this. Woo! I'm excited. I don't know precisely, but I know it's around 4,000, give or take a few hundred on either side. It's the rail that came stock with this Formbach kit in 2022. So they're not like the highest quality rails to start with. So the issue with just changing the balls is that you're never going to necessarily get the preload right. And the channels that the balls run in can also just be worn on the carriage. So let me see if I can capture this. Go over here to this camera. See if I can capture this. How much that's just moving up and down versus the same rail, carriage placed at the same spot on a new rail has, like, there's nothing. You can feel it wobbling inside the carriage on the old one, and there's nothing on the new one. But like I said, it's not like it's a complete wash. Number one, it lasted a very long time. And number two, it absolutely usable in something else somewhere. All right, so there's that. Let me put this screw in here. Let's borrow the centering jigs from the switch wire build. There's one. And there's two. So that we can make sure that they are centered. Yeah, there we go. Cybertech, how's it going this evening? Ooh. All right, now more screws. This is my oldest printer and my printer with by far the most hours on it. If I had to wager a guess, I'd say it's at least double the printer with the next greatest number of hours on it. So all right, so we're gonna tighten this, tighten the rail down from the center out. All right. Take those off. Start putting our tool head back on. Penguin Makers, how's it going? Yeah, I've got no complaints whatsoever about getting that kind of life out of a rail. I have seen rails fail in a couple of hours. And especially in a situation where like this, where it's a precision situation, you know what I mean? If you were comparing that, the results I was getting out of this to, oh crap! I said hi to you earlier, LTX. I think because I read Cybertech's name as LTX. My sincerest apologies to both of you. But I expect better than Ender 3 results out of my printers. And the layer stacking just wasn't what I want. Now Now it's going to bug me for all eternity when I look at the NG parts that were printed on this. But I'll manage, I suppose. All right, now tighten up these screws in the back. So somebody the other day said that the new Fallout series is going to start in December. So I started rewatching season 1. Nice. I don't know how you're waiting, sir. I would be too excited. All right, now we slide that back there. And that goes there. Another screw up here. Put that over here. Put our screw up top. Get our driver out. Tighten these up by hand. Put the front back on. Snug these up a bit. We're gonna get our belt tension meter out. .6. It's 2.7. 2.6. Now, see if this thing rocks around. No. The extruder moves on the top a little bit, but the tool head doesn't move. Yes. Oh, belt tensioning's done, sir. I could get real fussy about it and all that kind of fun stuff. But frankly, I think that 2.6 dials it in right where I want it to be. What accels do I get on this thing? Recommended input shaper is IE. So yeah, it's the highest recommended accel stuff that you can get. Recommended accels was both over 20K for both X and Y. And that was with this worn out rail. So it's probably even better now. No, it wasn't that bad when I put it together, but a couple hundred hours more on it over the last little while. Just kind of it let go. But yeah, now, if you weren't here before, to know, the gantry on this is actually Polymaker's PPS CF. The tool head, the front idlers, the XY mounts, the AB mounts, the whole 9 things. Yeah, 20K is really good. So this is a 300 2.4 with a floating gantry. That is a 300 Trident rigid gantry, CNC'd aluminum parts, and there's no discernible difference. The numbers are within a margin of error on one another for recommended accels and input shaping results, the whole 9 yards, between a 300 Trident and a 2.4 350. I don't think you get any better than that. No, I did not anneal these PPS CF parts. We've gone into it before why I did not. I have the equipment to do that if I wanted to, but I chose not to anneal them. Annealing it would make the parts harder, but it would also make them have a higher tendency to to shatter. So when you make something, to make something harder, you often make it more brittle. Like a diamond is really hard. Play-Doh is clearly not. But if I put a diamond in a pile of Play-Doh on this table and I hit the diamond with a hammer and I hit the Play-Doh with a hammer, the diamond's going to shatter and the Play-Doh is not. I'm just putting some zip ties through this. And now I'm going to put it in the motion drawer along with my gauge. I really thought this stream would take an hour. Took 30 minutes. Down Under Maker, we have put it together. I don't know if you heard me earlier or not, but I ended up picking up an EBB 36 V 2.1. I've got it pre-ordered, and that's going to go in the Trident to replace that H36 whenever it gets here. No. They're labeled as 2.1 on Fabrico's site, the new one. The Gen 2. Yeah, the Gen 2. What do you mean it's optimistic? It's not optimistic. It is a fact that I ordered one. Oh, it's U2, the U2C V are 2.1s. Anyway. That is what I ordered. EBB 36 V 2.1 for pancake motor. $34 is way cheaper than any of the other boards are. The Nighthawks are $44. The Physek board was over $50. I paid $61 shipped for that Physek H36 board. $34 is a freaking steal. I was hoping that it would come in at the, $30 to $36 price range. I didn't expect it to. And I fully expect it to go up in price once they hit shores. So I pre-ordered it. Luke, how's it going, sir? Nick, what's up? So yeah, yesterday I was printing something that was supposed to be a just shy of 3-day print. It made it like 2 hours into it, and Poity, long time no see, bud. Stopped. Lost connection to the H36. Yeah, D&D night and didn't invite me. I said that was it. That I'm done. Also, for those that were here on the stream yesterday, as I could not figure out why I did not have voltage coming out of my power supply. I got to the bottom of that today. I had an epiphany this morning, laying in bed. I'm like, you know what? I know what I never checked on that, because I'm used to using the UHP power supplies, and the LRS power supplies have a switch. It's a switch between 230 volt and 115, and the UHPs do not. They just don't care what you feed them. And sure enough, I never switched it, and I flipped that switch and we've got power. So yay. But also I feel like an idiot. So the new power supply came in, but we're just going to send that back because I don't have any use for it. I did check the Creality one that I dropped the other day to make sure that it was good before I sent this one back, and then ended up needing it during the middle of the NG build. So that's done. I have to get some assistance to help me put it back on the shelf now. All right, let's put this away. Yeah. So yes. So I knew they were coming out with that power supply for a long time. I was trying to get one for that switch wire build back in November from Jason, but he said they wouldn't have them ready. And yeah, it took way longer to get to that build than I had originally planned. Because the scope of it just grew. What's up, Slim? But they are awesome power supplies. They're priced a little bit higher than I was expecting. So what are they priced at? So they're priced at $68 for 300 watt. So let's say the 5-volt power supply I just bought was like 18 last time I bought it. And the 350 power supply was 30, so 50. So you're paying another $20 to have them rolled in together. Which, depending on what kind of build you're doing, if you need that room, then it's absolutely well worth it. Yeah. It just, that hurt. It just depends on what you're doing. Mike, how's it going, man? Yeah, Micron build, salad fork, a V0 build. I hate running the Pi off of the SKR Pico. I hate having the Pi pull power off of the main board. Printing the Stealth Max, nice. I don't know. It might be a little too thick. I don't know. It might be close. I've got stealth skirts on mine, but I think they're the same height as whatchamacallit. It might be a little close to fit underneath that thickness-wise. The other dimensions are perfect. Just thickness, it's a little thicker than a normal power supply. My chat is frozen on my screen over here. Interesting. Why are you frozen? There we go. Now it's back. This is YouTube, Nick. So yeah, it was a short stream tonight. I had family over today. They were carving pumpkins. I didn't know how long it was going to take them, so I just said I'll do the stream at 10. I'm sure we'll have the kids wrapped up carving pumpkins by then. They were done like 2 hours ago, but that's neither here nor there. So I figured this would be a quick stream. I needed this thing fixed up. And I've been going to bed early lately. Wow. Hopefully once I have this surgery and get healed up and stuff, I'll get back to not needing 12 hours of sleep. And feeling like I'm going to fall over after 8. Yeah. So I did a little bit of work today. Like I said earlier, the HueForge Maker chips failed partway. But other than the fact that it's a little bluer than I want, it really turned out really well. You can't see you can't tell there's a layer of clear PLA on that at all. It looks more purple on this camera than it does in person, but I want this to be a darker purple. So I did some work on that today. What else did I do today? Oh, that's right. I reinstalled Octo Everywhere on all the printers that I didn't have it on. I redid the umbilical on the switch wire. I did some clipper stuff on the switch wire build. Since we just did a bunch of clipper and calico stuff, I skipped that. I couldn't get the touch screen to work at first, so I spent several hours working on trying to get that to work. First the screen wouldn't turn on at all, and then the touch wasn't registering on the wave share screen, but I finally got it figured out. Yeah, I did a lot today off camera, but it would have been really boring to watch on camera. I know some of you really enjoy watching folks struggle and get irritated at builds that aren't going well, but you got your second 350 2.4 printing. Awesome. Did you have a box turtle, right? Did you ever get that going right? Gila, how's it going? They are in. So do I need to send you a message after stream? Super stoked about that. I was talking to Dan yesterday, as a matter of fact. Not about that, about some other stuff, but so I can tell everybody that every company that I reached out to for the celebration stream on November 22nd has said yes, and it's a go-ahead from all of them for their support. Still waiting to hear back from one on what they're wanting to do for giveaway stuff, but it's going to be some pretty cool stuff to give away. Awesome. I just didn't I know that it'll be a few days. I'm not going to harass you, and I don't want to pile that on whoever's working weekends anyway. But I just didn't know if I needed to touch base back with you on any of that or not. I'm super stoked about that one. I got notification for delivery of, not delivery, for shipment of a part that I ordered to go with that. Shit, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, something like that. A little birdie told you something? You heard something was coming, but you don't know what? Always exciting for new things. I saw, I don't know if I misread it or not, but LDO has a thing up on X. I can't find it now, but for a giveaway thing, it said something about special color of their filament. So sounds like there's some new, at least one new LDO color coming, maybe. You can neither confirm nor deny knowing something. You already said you knew something. A little birdie told you. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's a guy in New England once whose dog told him a bunch of stuff, too. Didn't end well for him or a whole lot of other people, really. I'd like to see that gold filament in person. I'd like to see the LDO box turtle green in person too. I've not seen either one of those, but they are two colors I'm really curious about. I can tell you, I really, really like the LDO dark teal. I was so careful to make sure like no parts failed putting that switch wire so that I'd make sure that I had it left. I've got enough of it to redo this Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder, but I think I'm just going to do maybe the accent parts on it in that dark teal. I don't know what I'm saving it for, but I really hate opening filament. I'd much rather have it unopened in a box over there. It looks good. Gotta see it, man. The Stardust gray looks fantastic too, but the glitter and or sparkle, whatever they put in that is so fine that I found I really had to print that with a 0.5 nozzle and make sure it wasn't like a CHT or anything. Otherwise, it liked to clog nozzles. And not because the glitter was too big, but because there's just so much of it and it's so fine. Yeah, the Stardust did. The Stardust gray. Yeah, that was one of my projects the other night. I didn't stream it, but I printed one of the pass holders out for me. Now, anybody else who's made one of these, did you find that so it's not so bad with this maker chip. I guess it's just my ABS ones. My ABS ones were like too small and didn't want to fit in there. They wanted to just fall out, but there we go. Rocking that on a West 3D Printopia lanyard. Thank you, Keela. It was funny. So when I ran into Dan later at 3D Printopia, he's like, I approve of your lanyard. And I didn't know whether like other people were supposed to have them or not, but I was like, yeah, I was like, I love it. I was like, it was sitting on the table and I was like, can I have this? He's like, no, we got them to hand out. For a maker chip? No. So, oh, good Lord. I don't have anything on hand. The problem you run into, that I found anyway, is that most of the stuff I print in ABS is designed for ABS. And the parts for like Vorons and stuff are designed with ABS's shrinkage taken into account already. So if I take and adjust that in my slicer, then all of a sudden, all the parts that I print for Vorons are going to be the wrong size. So I've only ever had issues with 2 filaments clogging nozzles. One is a roll of Polymaker marble white PLA, and apparently is a known issue for a few batches over a certain period of time, that the whatever they add into that was out of spec. And the other one is that Stardust Gray, and like I said, I print on a 0.5 Undertaker nozzle, no problems. I print it on a 0.4 CHT nozzle, and just because the way it's split, it just gathers up. And when you take it out and you like pull the filament or whatnot, and you clean out that nozzle, it's just like you heat up the nozzle, and it's just a bunch of glitter and that comes out of it. It's just, I don't know, the way it works, it just collects all that really fine glitter. Yeah, I've not tried that. So the only new makers I've tried is a roll of the burnt orange ABS, and that's been perfect. I've got to try some of their stuff. I need to branch out. I picked up a roll of Soraya Tech 64D TPU this week for printing parts for blasters. But so Murph, I looked at a bunch of filament the couple companies that were there, but none of them really had anything in ABS or ASA, and I never really paid attention to anything other than ABS or ASAs. And I started printing blasters. And you need to use I never had an issue before that, but Nick, but it is just this one. Like I said, it's a beautiful filament. Once you get it print, it's beautiful. But printing the blasters in PLA, now all of a sudden, like, I'm starting to look at some other filaments. So I was looking at other stuff at 3D Printopia. Beautiful stuff, man. So some of these companies are making some amazing stuff. You got 60D TPU from Polar. Is that softer than 65D? Is it still the same way for, like, 90 to 95, where the higher the number, the harder it is? I like the tricolor filaments and the dual extrusion filaments. I don't like the rainbow stuff where it changes colors as you print. Just because if I want something to line up, then I've got to print it by object, or like I've got to cut stuff and make it's not worth it to me. But I do like the dual extrusion and tricolor stuff. Again, you got to make sure that stuff is oriented the way that you want it on the bed so that the colors line up right. Night, Raj. Yeah, the co-extrusion stuff from Polymaker is really cool. That I would imagine it would be. I don't know. Somebody said who'd they say makes 72D? I don't know, but the 65 works for what I need, and honestly, I'll probably never go through that entire spool of 65D in my entire time printing. Let me know how that goes. I've gotten the yellow and the red from there, and I've not had any issues with it. Are we back to what a little bird told Nick? I love it. Yeah, as far as I know, it's Sunlu filament, as far as I understand it. I'm just excited because, you know, if I need just a roll of filament for something, you know, it's a couple minutes away. I need Walmart to start selling Polymaker. I don't have a Best Buy near me. The Best Buy and the Micro Center are equal distance. I don't have a Costco membership. Same way with Costco. I can get to Micro Center in the same amount of time. You can get Polymaker from Amazon in a couple days. Although I normally get it next day if I order it from Polymaker too, unless they're in the middle of a sale, and then it might take a couple days. Yeah, absolutely. Not everybody has Micro Centers near them. The problem for me right now is it's extremely painful to be in the car for 45 minutes to an hour to drive down there. So it's nice having a place 5 minutes from my house that I can pick up some PLA for something. Amazon always delivers my Polymaker filament that I order from Polymaker directly. Two hours is far enough. It's close enough that if you needed to, you could get to it, but far enough away that you aren't just going to go down there for the hell of it. That's like KB3D is 2 hours from me. I make some trips up there when like I really need something, but I'm not going to just drive there for the hell of it. Congrats. I can't say that I'm not jealous. That'll be an awesome trip, Luke. Yeah, I could see that. I could see being 15 minutes away from West 3D, Fabrico, or KB3D being a problem. So one time I went there, it was to get a roll of ambrosia filament so I could get parts printed on the Micron, because it was a couple days before Christmas. Shipping was a wreck, and I knew that with Christmas happening, it was probably going to be like 2.5 weeks if I ordered it from West 3D. And then what did I go up there for the other time? I know what I read. I know what I ended up leaving with, but I can't remember what I went there for. Oh, microfit connector. I went there for a microfit connector. Yeah, I want to go see Hector next time I'm down in Florida. It's on the other side of Florida though, because we always go to the Gulf Coast, and he's right by Miami. I don't think I'll ever make it out far enough west to get to West 3D. Not that I wouldn't love to go see West 3D. I just don't think I'll ever make it out that far. Oh, I've been to Printed Solid. I went to Printed Solid back in June. That's a pretty awesome place. I wasn't allowed to take video yet because they hadn't officially announced their new location. So I wasn't allowed to do any video. But I went down there on the way back from my son's graduation. And Nomad gave me a tour. It was a really cool place. That I wish I could have grabbed some filament, because I happen to have had enough money I could have grabbed like I don't know, like 4 rolls or something. Like I had an extra $100, but they weren't set up to sell any filament. And I've wanted to try those Jessie silks out. Is it expensive out there? Wait a minute. Where are you talking about the houses are crazy expensive? Out on the East Coast or out on the West Coast by West 3D? Oh, in Oregon? I really like that aquamarine. That elixir filament, the aquamarine elixir. Rumor has it that that's really tough for PLA, for silk PLAs. So I want to put that to the test. Well, let me move my chair. I'm slowly turning. Just turning slowly. Slowly turning. Oh, yeah. Now, there's a company that makes some beautiful filament. I would buy so much proto pasta if their filament was $30 a kilogram. But $60 a kilogram, I cannot do. I've bought 2 half-kilogram spools of Blood of My Enemies and a half-kilogram of Mermaid's Tail. But yeah, their stuff is amazing. Yeah, $60. So it's $30 for a half-kilogram spool. Last I looked, anyway. So $60 for a kilogram. You need 2 spools of it. Let's see. So let's just collections, sparkly finish. So they sell them in 1 kilogram spools. Was $50 for a kilogram. I want to do their, and I've wanted to forever. Ever since they. So was it the first, the first Smurf? Have they had 2 now? Yeah, they've had 2. They had one of the auction items was for 10 kilograms of a custom proto pasta color. And Yeah, that was the thing that I wanted to win on that auction thing. I wish Protopasta did ABSs too. That'd be nice. I think they did go on sale on Black Friday last year. Not for like some insane price, but yeah, if it even if it was like $35 a kilogram, I would probably still pick it up every once in a while for some stuff. But at $50, that's like that's a hefty price tag. Nine times out of 10, I need at least 2 kilograms of whatever I'm using anyway. So then I'm $100 for one color of filament. I've seen them every once in a while, not like all of them, but like every once in a while, a certain color on clearance at Micro Center. Never a color I want, but yeah. Let me see what colors they got here. Mermaid's tail, that's what I've got. This cloverleaf metallic green is awesome. Tom's tangerine. Midnight multicolor. That's like a gradient filament. Oh, interesting gradients. Stratocumulus. For the Laws metallic green. Gold is gold. Luke's proton purple. That's interesting. Heart throb metallic red. Oh, now we're in the PETGs. Yeah. Anyway. Maker Viking, how's it going? It does sit on the shelf at Micro Center. Why? Because it's $30 for half a kilogram. And it's not because it's not a beautiful filament. Working on Tinker Atlas. Awesome. If you guys aren't signed up to Tinker Atlas, go over and check that out. Really cool site. Really cool site. Made and ran by a community member. Yeah, Ambrosia is an insane value. Insane. If I don't need the filament right away, and I could wait a week for it, I order ambrosia every time. If I need it right away, I normally go with Polymaker because I can get it here next day, maybe 2 days. I could run up to KB3D and pick up ambrosia from them. And if it was an hour instead of 2 hours, I probably would do that. I love their filament. I love the way it prints. I love the price of their filament. I love the selection, and it's my favorite filament. It's my favorite filament. Me too. It's been a little while since we've got some new colors. I know adding a new SKU to an inventory is expensive. And it's a lot, it's more space. But I am super excited to see new colors coming. I'm excited to see what all is coming because I don't know. You missed the beginning of the stream, Keela, but what we actually did on this stream was install one of you guys' Berserker rails on the 2.4 here. And I am quite impressed. I am quite impressed. The only other thing that I have like really high quality rails on, well, it's not, they're not on any printers anymore, but I had Highwind rails in my tap setups. It's not a bad problem to have. Even the West 3D brand rails that I have in that switch wire that I'm building are really nice. I want to get another one to replace the Y rail on this other switch wire because this other switch wire, the bed is, yeah, it's not great. Yeah, I've got Undertaker nozzles in 3 printers. I'd put them in everything if I could. That's got a Revo. That's got a Revo. That's got a Micro Swiss setup thing on it. But this is an Undertaker. That's an Undertaker. That's an Undertaker. The other switch wire has a conch thing in there, so there's no Undertaker nozzle for that I'm aware of. Yeah, so 0.4, 0.4, 0.5 in the micron. If I get this tube and the tube compact and everything, I'm gonna have to pick up a undertaker to put in that. I don't even think the tube compact is coming with a nozzle. So I'll definitely have to pick one up. Night, Deeply. Yeah, so I'll have to grab another undertaker nozzle for that. That's stupid. I understand where somebody might come from with that, being used to getting a nozzle with every hot end, but people are buying that tube for so many different things. A lot of people that are putting tubes and stuff are running with big nozzles. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to include a nozzle. You don't know what people are going to put in it. With the tube compact, I'd put a 0.5 in it. I really like the 0.5 on the Micron. There's been a few things that I've had issues with printing with a 0.5 where stuff didn't quite fit together exactly as it was supposed to. Crap, what was it? Oh, the turtleneck. The turtleneck didn't want to quite fit together right with the 0.5. But Death Cube, have a good one. First Fear 2, welcome to the chat. So talking to them at 3D Printopia, they said they were getting like 50. But yeah, it depends on what it's going to depend on what nozzle you put on it. It's going to depend on what material you're running out of it. Yeah, they're including the heater and the thermistor with these, and the regular tube doesn't come with that even. You got to buy all that stuff separate. Yeah, the tube compact hits a sweet spot. From having printers that'll print fast enough to outrun 50mm cubed flow, you don't want to see the prints that come out when you're printing that fast. I want the tube compact. So I print PPSCF for stuff. I want a printer that is just carbon fiber nylon, PPSCF, like the engineering stuff. And the high temp crap, that's the only thing that printer prints. And that's what I want the tube for. It was going to be this Micron, because it gets insane chamber temps. But stupid high chamber temps on a printer with printed parts. has issues. Yep, it'll definitely tear up the heat break. It will tear up a lot of things. And not necessarily because it's more abrasive than anything else, but because it is printing at a really high temperature and abrasive. Ooh, that's genius. Yeah, that is the big brain move. If you're in the market for a Micron, which I would be if if I had the money to build another one. Although, at this stage, the next printer I buy, I think is going to be. I want to try to see. I guess the P1Ss are going to be like $550 for the P1S combos on Black Friday, and the A1 combos are like $350 or something. I want to snag one. I want to get one of those. I need something that I can count on to do 1,000 filament swap prints. Oh, is it a pre-Black Friday sale? I thought it was Black Friday. Never mind, then I ain't gonna have that kind of money in a week. Yeah, maybe. I guess the beginning of November is when like Christmas clubs and stuff get released. Money from Christmas clubs. Yeah, I really want an H2D. If I had the money and could pull the trigger on any printer I wanted right now, it would be an H2D. I wouldn't mind having a Prusa XL. The reason why I want the H2D is, one, it's enclosed and the XL is not. Two, it's $2,000 less than an XL. And three, 9 times out of 10 that I'm printing a multicolor print, it's 2 colors. Yeah, no doubt. I have no doubt that they do. Why do you want a Vertigo? Now, Vertigo sounds interesting because you could, like when I'm doing a printer build or something, I could just queue up 10 plates of parts and just let them run. I think it would be even more intriguing with some sort of multicolor system on it. I don't think you could get like an index system on it. You'd have to go with like a box turtle. Nice, Mike. Yeah, the bed is tinier than I had expected. What is the size on that bed? Is it even a 250? You could get a 2-head XL, but why? If you're gonna go, you know, in on that, in for a penny, in for a pound, you might as well do the whole kit and caboodle. You're just gonna look at it and go, I wish I had the other 3 heads on it. Somebody, I think LDO, was it LDO that had one at their table at 3D Printopia? It's not enclosed by default? Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. You can't really close at the bottom on it. 250 by 220 by 200. Is LDO the one making the kits for that? I never really paid a whole lot of attention to who was doing those. I don't even know how much they cost. I never even looked one up. So they say. I don't ever believe anybody when they say this thing's going to come out later. Buy our printer today. We promise to give you this later. LDO's making them sweet. Jason can send me one. I'll build it. I have no issues with building one. I just don't have the funds to build it. To buy it myself. What is this alert for? No. It's asking me if I want to do it if I want to change it into a members only stream. What retarded crap is that? I've not even seen that. What is that? ELYARCHI. Easy to print peak. $90C active chamber heating, $450 hot end, 5-color printing. Five-color printing system. Voo? Really? Back on Kickstarter now. 51% discount. $6.99? Yeah, okay. You can give it to them. They made a cool looking site, I guess. Was a $1,000 Kickstarter printer that was supposed to be able to print peak and have multicolor capabilities. Well, it says $5.99 now. You wait for the official LDO kit. LDO kit for what, Luke? Oh, no doubt. The process behind launching anything is a lot of work. You want to launch plastic bags to put linear rails into. That's a lot of work. Product development, design, and launching a product is... it is not fun. Oh, you're talking about the Vertigo printer. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, they make the nicest kits for stuff. The only LDO kit I've ever built a printer from, though, is the V0. At some point, I need to build one of their other printers. I built the box turtle out of one of their kits and the enclosure out of one of their kits. Jabberwocky toolhead came out of one of their kits. Yeah, I'd like to build one of their like bigger printers, not just a V0. Nick, I don't think any of us were going to send them any money. Yeah, definitely don't. Oh, nice. Yeah, there are a lot of Kickstarters out there right now. I was extremely annoyed by the Moab situation with their Kickstarter thing. Not the fact that it was a Kickstarter, but the fact that it was not initially disclosed that it was going to be a Kickstarter, and they framed it as... Now, I gave Moab is the big, like, Gatling gun Nerf blaster. They had it. If you join the VIP thing for $1, you got a $200 discount on a kit. And it doesn't help that large companies are using Kickstarter to launch new printer models. Yeah, and that's the problem. So you've got some of these larger companies like Bamboo and stuff like that launching stuff on Kickstarter, and those companies are going to deliver. I have no doubt that if Bamboo put up another printer on Kickstarter, that you would get your printer. So you've got companies that are doing that, and then it makes it seem like everything's going to come through from Kickstarter. So it's bad luck. But anyway, so $200 discount. And then it was like, oh no, you get a $200 discount if you back the Kickstarter. No, that's not what you said to begin with. And that is a completely different story because there's no buyer protection. If I get a $200 discount on a kit that I'm buying from you and you never ship it and I bought it through Shopify, I just, file to get my money back. If at worst, I got to do a charge back from the bank. There's no guarantee that I get it. Even if you get fully funded, there's nothing stopping you from just never sending me something. And if you had said that to begin with, I'd be less irritated, but you didn't say that. Yeah. I may or may not have gone off about that situation in the West 3D Discord. Like I said, I called the dude out on it too on his Facebook group. I don't care. It's not gotten me very far in life, but I am definitely a person willing to call somebody on their bullshit. I said, not gotten me very far in life. Anyway, we are at 2 hours now. Goodness gracious. 2 hours into a 30-minute project. That's great. Yeah. So Albie builds a lot of stuff, beta tests a lot of stuff. He's got quite a few. I'm getting quite a few. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm up to 16, and I didn't start building them until, what was it, July? And then I've got the Mammoth that I'm getting ready to build. Just waiting on filament. And then I've got another one that I'm waiting for the hardware to ship. That's what I was trying to print the other day when the H36 tool head decided it was not into Aloha. Was the H36 tool had decided it wasn't up to printing a 3-day print. At least it decided that, you know, 2 hours into said 3-day print and not like 2.5 days into said 3-day print. Are you guys finishing up the baby belt tomorrow? Have a good night. Everybody, if you don't know, Lee Marie 3D, fantastic channel. Go check them out. They're building a tiny little belt printer. It's so cute, and you can win it if they're building it for charity. So that's awesome. I think I'm gonna get to bed myself. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. It was a lot of fun. It's always good just to hang out and chat with friends. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.